I've never felt so motivated and demotivated at the same time as I do right now. This last week has been tough. The repetition of everything. The repetition of everything. The repetition of everything. Just want to wish today away. But there's no point because there's nothing to do tomorrow. That's where my head's been at this week. It's just been like, oh my God, I just want to go and do things. Get stuff done. How do people spend extended periods of time indoors not doing it? I can't. It messes with my head. I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't know what's happening anymore. I don't know what's real. I know what I do want to do though. I know what I do want to do. Fuck it. Let's go. I've been talking about this since it all started. For the last few weeks, I've felt that whole like quarantine cabin fever vibe. It's been very tricky. Being locked in the house, not being able. And I know like I've been out and about and done little bits and pieces, but it's the long periods of time doing the same thing, the repetition every day, doing the same stuff. Looking at the same thing. I need visual stimulation all the time. Just people out barbecuing, shirtless, in the car park. Okay. And I've been doing a little bit of work. I've had some work to do around my own stuff and the podcast and things. It's been really difficult to motivate myself. I get all my inspiration from experiences. There hasn't been a lot of that. Those ideas, trying to come up with things and keep my brain, like even just talk, even in the podcast. We were doing this daily podcast show, trying to like come up with topics to talk about. It's very hard. I still find the empty roads so weird. Anyway, this is the iPhone 11 Pro Max on something like this. A ton of different access points to the coast from my house. Spend a lot of time as a youth by the sea, by the ocean, and I surf and stuff, so I have a connection of some sort, I guess, with the sea. We're not going down that, we'll just walk. And I've never seen this at low tide. In the 20 years I've lived here, I've never seen a tide this low. You can normally dive off there and swim. Typical. The plan was to just come down and dive in the sea, but that's disappointing. Came down here because I thought this would be a nice little place, and I was considering just sort of sending it in there somewhere. And then I saw this little bastard. Jellyfish. Now, I put my hand on a jellyfish once. It scared the shit out of me. I'm not a big fan of jellyfish. And if there's one, there's more. There's tons in there. Try to do something positive to motivate yourself, and it's like, why bother? I want to go in somewhere where there weren't loads of people, because if you do anything out of the norm in this country, everyone stares at you. Maybe that's anywhere in the world, but in Northern Ireland, if you go in the sea and it's not a designated beach, everyone's like, what are you doing? Are you okay? Yeah, dude. It's just, there's a massive fucking sea and ocean everywhere, and we can swim in any part of it. New day. Yesterday didn't go to plan. It's been one of those weeks throughout, and I was just like, oh no, nothing was really going to plan. I was doing some work at home today, and then both of my computers, MacBook Pro and iMac, both bombed out at the same time. Reinstalled software, one's rebooting, one's backing up from a server. So I thought, well, you do that, I'm gonna go for a swim. In hindsight, yes, I should have known yesterday with the tides. Someone said to me today, of course, the moon as well. Like, we have a full moon tonight, I think. And that would mean that the tides are changing dramatically. Can I not go that way? Son of a bitch. That's why the tide was so far out yesterday. Because I sent a photograph to one of my friends being like, have you ever seen this beach so far out? And they're like, nope, not once. That's the lowest it's ever been, ever. I tell you what, you get a lot of odd looks from people on the one wheel. It takes people a second to work out what's going on. Like just a fraction of a second. They'll see you come past, they assume you're on a skateboard, and they always go like this. And quite often it's, what is that? And then you get the odd, hey Marty McFly, someone shouting that one at you. That's good. It's empty here. Tide is in, tide is in. Tide's in. This is what it should have looked like yesterday. The thing is, how deep is it? It's wet, but it's not fully wet. That is cold. My entire body is bright red. Cold therapy. Like how your body needs to just reset. I said to my wife, I was like, I just need a cold shower. Like I need something to wake me up. Holy shit. That was way colder than I thought. Because I'm used to the water. I was like, oh, I'll be alright. Fair play to people that do that regularly. I was only in there for a few seconds. I think my body fat saved me there for the first few seconds. I jumped in and I was like, oh, not too, and then it penetrated through the fat. And I was like, ooh. Lady over there gives me a thumbs up. I was like, I don't know why I'm getting a thumbs up. But people do this all the time, by the way. Just dive in the water when it's freezing. It's mental. By the way, anyone who's interested in that underwater stuff, normally I just jump straight into the water with my phone with no waterproof stuff. I've done it surfing, I've done it in pools, I've done it in Croatia last year, but this time, because this is a brand new phone, I didn't really want to drop it in the sea. I used this thing, right, which is a newer G1 action camera. It's possibly the worst thing in the world, but it was like, you know, when you're in the shops and you're at the till, and then there's that shelf at the till that's like sweets and chewing gum. You're about to purchase the things that you know you need, that you go, they kind of say to you, they suggest some gum, and you go, yeah, why not? Well, that was what this was. I was buying camera gear on Amazon, and that just popped up. Would you like to buy this camera for £20? I was like, okay, yeah, please. This is my favorite part about it, is when you turn it on. Check this out. Action camera. That's what it's called. Just action camera. And they've completely copied the GoPro logo. One sock, one shoe, or both socks and both shoes. What do you do? This is how I do it, folks. If you're a Vans shoe wearer, these MTE winter all-terrain, they're best Vans I've ever owned, and I've owned lots of Vans. They're my favorite. I will buy those again. For anyone that was questioning the jump into the water, just for the record, it's only about that deep. It's about 1 meter deep at the minute. So you have to sort of jump flat. And I was like, I couldn't really judge it. And I know the depth when it's at full tide. And I thought it's gonna be half of that right now. So I went for a real safe and majestic back flop. People love a drone more than a one wheel. Like I had the drone up for like 5 minutes and someone came over. What are you flying there? What kind of drone is that? Everyone always wants to speak about drones. I fly a Mavic Mini. Some guy was like, I have a Mavic too. Like, I think he thought it was the new Mavic Air. I was like, it's not. And it was windy. It was pretty windy. And it was holding okay. That was the sketchiest wind I've probably flown it in to date. And it was definitely... Alright lad, chill out fella. It's only a Porsche. What, it's got really windy. I was going uphill into the wind there. That wasn't really helping. It is also starting to rain. Let's get out of here. I'm not sure how much of this you can see, but it's raining. It is raining. That smell. You know that smell when it rains? When you've had a dry road for ages and then the rain comes on and you get that smell? That is one of my favorite smells in the world. I love it. And it's not even a nice smell. I think it just reminds me of like home. Well, there you go. I'm glad I did that. I'd been wanting to go and dive in the water for ages just because I wanted to surf. I wanted to be in the salt water, and I love salt water and I love cold water, and I was just like, it was like a hard reset. It was like what's the word? What do you hard reset? What is it you can hard reset? There's something you can hard reset. There's a metaphor for this. I've always been very outdoorsy, and when I decide just enough's enough for today, I go home. And then that's my sanctuary. Home is my sanctuary. So the fact that it can't be my sanctuary when it's also my everything at the minute. That's the hardest. So I was just like, sometimes you just have to go out and do something like that just because you need to for your own sanity. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. I've got loads of ideas and stories and concepts that I want to make and share in over the coming months. It depends how much we're allowed out of our house though, to be fair. But we'll just make shit at home if we can't. But thanks, and I'll catch you guys next week. Laters. Why am I throwing memory cards around? I need that, actually. Where's the drone? That's for the drone.